Raiders star Henry Ruggs has been charged with DUI resulting in death after this crash this morning. You're looking at video from that crash on Rainbow between Tropicana and Flamingo. Metro says it happened around 3:30 this morning.
Now police say one person inside the other car is dead. Detectives say Ruggs slammed into the back end of that other car. Ruggs right now is at UMC with non-life-threatening injuries. And we do have 13 Action News reporter Kelsey McFarland. You were at the scene early this morning. You're still there now. What have you learned so far?
Kalina, Dave, this all happened right around 3:30, as you said, so investigators have been here for nearly 8 hours. I want to show you what this scene looks like. You can see as we zoom in here, two vehicles still in those northbound lanes of Rainbow, and this is a look at the Chevrolet that Ruggs was apparently driving. You can see that both vehicles appear to have caught fire. Investigators have now been on scene for hours mapping out how that crash may have happened. I've also seen crime scene analysts taking away what appears to be bags of evidence from one of the vehicles involved. Now, police are still diverting drivers away from this intersection, and we've seen many drivers and pedestrians try to cross through that crime scene tape. You will be stopped by police if you try doing so, and it's best to just avoid this area altogether if you can. Now, back out here live, again, we are in the South Spring Valley and Rainbow intersection. It will likely remain closed for several more hours. We'll be sure to keep you updated on air and online at ktnv.com. Reporting live, I'm Kelsey McFarland, 13 Action News.
Very active scene out here, and it looks like police will be out here for a while this afternoon. In the meantime, we are learning a little bit more about the victim who was involved in this horrific crash. We know that she was a woman. We don't know her age or where she's from, but we are trying to find out more about her. If she's a mom, a sister, if she has family here, and if she's not from here, where was she from? And what brought her to Las Vegas? Who was she to other people? And what did she mean to them? Now, in the meantime, what we do know for sure is that Metro responded to Rainbow Boulevard just before 4 a.m. on reports of a crash. They later told us that 22-year-old Henry Ruggs was driving a Chevrolet Corvette when he collided with a Toyota RAV4. That Toyota went up in flames, and the fire department eventually did locate a victim in that car. Ruggs was brought to UMC with non-life-threatening injuries, but Metro did say he was showing signs of impairment, so he will be charged with a DUI resulting in death. Las Vegans who live nearby tell us they are disgusted by what has happened, saying his life is also over at just 22 years old.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy for him, for the wide receiver, and for the person that died.
And we are seeing that a lot of people who do live here on Rainbow between Spring Valley and Tropicana aren't able to get home with their cars. They're having to park and walk into their homes. So if you are heading this way, just plan ahead. Reporting live, Sophia Pericone, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
All right, Sophia, thank you. And here's what lawyers representing Ruggs said today. On behalf of our client, Henry Ruggs III, we are conducting our own investigation as of this writing and ask everyone to reserve judgment until all the facts are gathered.
Here coming into our newsroom, this one involving Henry Ruggs and a fatal traffic accident early this morning in Las Vegas. Ian Rappaport, Mike Garofolo, and Tom Pelissero with me now. Tom, you just tweeted a statement from Las Vegas police. Henry Ruggs is facing charges.
That's right, Andrew. Henry Ruggs III, the former first-round draft pick by the Las Vegas Raiders, will be charged with DUI resulting in death after an early Tuesday morning car crash left one dead. It occurred roughly after 3 a.m. this morning. There was no further information about the identity of the other person involved in the crash. It said the Ruggs remained on the scene. He showed signs of impairment, and he will be charged. No statement yet from the Raiders. We have reached out to them for comment.
Yes, and I'm told by someone with the connections in the Vegas area that Ruggs was in or at one of the golfing facilities, one of those indoor-outdoor golfing facilities last night, and he was drinking there. So we shall see what this, how this plays out from a legal perspective. Doesn't even feel right to even talk about the football stuff at this point. That is the least of our concerns at this point as this serious situation continues to unfold involving Henry Ruggs.
All right, so here it is.
Yeah, and
go ahead, Ian.
Yeah, put up the statement, and I'll just add this, Andrew. It also sounds, and Mike mentioned it properly. It doesn't really feel great to talk about football right now, and there's a statement right there with all the details from the Las Vegas PD. It also sounds like Henry Ruggs suffered a serious hip injury. Not that football matters right now, but certainly worth noting.
So, yes, again, this statement from the Las Vegas police, he, meaning Ruggs, was transported to UMC hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. And again, Ruggs will be charged with DUI resulting in death. This is an ongoing investigation. Police responding shortly before 4 a.m. to a collision. If you're familiar with Las Vegas, this is west of the 15 freeway, just a short drive, maybe a 10-minute drive from the Raiders facility here between Flamingo and Tropicana. And responding officers located a Toyota on fire, and the Chevrolet collided. Initial investigation with the rear of the Toyota, and that Chevrolet was driven by 22-year-old Henry Ruggs III, Ian, of the Raiders.
Yeah, and Andrew, there's so much going on here, and obviously the focus should be on the health of the deceased victim, and obviously on Ruggs too, who is also in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We are a football show, so I do want to mention a little bit. It's been a lot for the Raiders this year. John Gruden is obviously out. They have Rich Bisaccia, an interim coach. They've dealt with a lot of controversy, a lot of things, and now one of their best players in the hospital and charged with DUI, resulting in death. At some point, we will talk about football, and they will have to get on the field, and I honestly don't know how they do it because there are so many larger issues. I talked to someone with the Raiders today who is essentially just struggling to process because this is so difficult for all of them.
Yeah, and
nothing good here. There's
nothing good here. And obviously condolences to the family of the deceased. We don't have any names here, but there is a family somewhere, one would think in Las Vegas, now dealing with the death of a loved one. Henry Ruggs, the Raiders wide receiver, being charged, and this is not speculation, but being charged, according to Las Vegas police, with DUI resulting in death. We will continue to follow this story. Please keep it here.